3.
Welcome to Skyline School. We have our elementary school and our high school. My name is Drew McNutt. I'm the principal at Skyline School. Skyline School, a little bit of history, was formed in 1934 as a post-Great Depression deal, FDR, in the New Deal, and it created a community of farm. It created a community of education, and it is the hub of our town here in Skyline, Alabama, in northeast Alabama, on top of Cumberland Mountain. Welcome to Skyline School. This is our elementary building, which houses our K through 5 classrooms. So let's go take a tour real quick. The first classrooms you'll see are going to be our 3rd grade classrooms. But before we go any further, this is our assistant principal, Ms. Tara McGill, who does a phenomenal job and spends the majority of her day in the elementary building. So let's go check everything out as we go. One feature that we do, which is really neat to our school and to our climate here, is we have a student of the month. So we do a student of the month for elementary. We also do a student of the month for middle school and a student of the month for high school. And that's part of our process. Ms. McGill has done a very good job with displaying that here in the hall for everyone to see. And it brings about a climate where people and our kids want to do the right thing all the time. And so our teachers nominate them to be able to do that. So let's keep going. As we walk down, as we stated earlier, this school was constructed in 1934 as part of the New Deal. We've done a lot of remodeling here and a lot of repainting. We have our 5th grade classroom right here with Ms. Wright. And then our 2nd 5th grade classroom is right here with Ms. Evans. So we try to keep every grade together. So we start with 3rd, we have 5th, and then we also have our 4th grade classrooms with Ms. Hall here. We have our 4th grade classroom with Ms. Saint right here. And as we keep going, this is what we call the rock wall, which is a very characteristic trait to our school. So a lot of history inside of our school, a lot of history on our campus here at Skyline. So this wing up here is our new wing, which was constructed in the 80s. It was 1985. And we house our 1st grade and our 2nd grade classrooms here. So here on the left-hand side, you will see that we have our 2nd grade classrooms, Ms. Manning right here, Ms. Stevens right here, across the hall. And we have our 1st grade classrooms, Ms. Johnson and Ms. Fawcett. So we try to put everybody together. A lot of collaboration takes place between these grades. So that's why we structure it the way that we do here inside the elementary building. Okay, so one of the things that you'll see throughout our classroom building is you will see a lot of our billboards and a lot of our quotations that we have around campus, just to encourage our students, just to make sure that we're doing the right thing and outlining our expectations as a faculty and as a staff here at Skyline School. So the next part of our tour will be into our rooms that are in the rest of the elementary building. We have our counselor, Mr. Childress here. We have an intervention classroom right here that we are utilizing. Our SPED classroom with Mr. Robertson is here. Up the stairs here, you'll see our pre-K, which we have one pre-K classroom here with 18 kids. And then our ELA, Ms. Medell Brown, is up on the left-hand side. So as we continue to walk down, we go to the foundation of our school, which is going to be our lower grades, our kindergarten classes. This is a very neat area right here, commons area that we typically have read alouds. So we'll have just any kind of presentation that we do. We'll bring classrooms in, and it gives them opportunity to get out of the classroom, to see a different environment, and just take pride in their building and in their process of education. So as we go down to kindergarten hall, we have three kindergarten classrooms this year. We have Ms. Wilson, who is a veteran teacher. We have Ms. Hastings, who's a veteran teacher, and we have 1st year teacher, Ms. Haynes. So we have a very large kindergarten group this year. So we got to add a kindergarten teacher. And the last room that we will find on the right is our ARI literacy reading coach, Ms. Smart, who's been a veteran teacher for us for a long time and is doing a phenomenal job with us and implementing the Literacy Act and making sure our kids get what they need on a daily basis. One thing that we take pride in at Skyline School is the aesthetic part of our campus. the appearance part of our campus, because that's the first thing that you see when you do drive up County Road 25, coming up onto Cumberland Mountain off 79. So one thing we do, we have our air conditioner vents that we have placed banners over, windscreens, to try to build the aesthetic part of it and to continue to build school pride. One of the most historical places on our campus outside of the elementary building is our gym, the Ronald McCarver Gymnasium. There have been a lot of great basketball teams that have come through here. It has become an instructional piece for us as well. You know, there's a lot of history and a lot of rich tradition that we have. Our 1A girls basketball team won the 1A state championship last year. So we have very high achievement standards and very high expectations for all of our sports programs and our student athletes here at Skyline School. All right, this is our high school building. This is our main entrance, so if any parent or any community member or visitor comes to our front office, this is our main office. Let's go on inside. This houses our 6 through 12 classrooms. As we first come in to our office, the first thing that you're going to see is our front office. We have Mr. Atkins, our counselor. Hey. The first person, you'll be the smiling face, Miss Selena Arnold, our secretary, who does a phenomenal job, stays busy, and does a great job with that. So we'll come down here. We have one major hallway. We have grades 6 through 12. So we'll start down here on our left-hand side, which we have our fabulous nurse, Miss Cindy Tidwell, who's washing her hands, doing what she's supposed to be doing. Come on down. We have the first door that you see here is going to be our counselor's office, where you met Mr. Atkins. Over here on the right, we have Mr. Manning, who teaches our U.S. history and our world history, and also our A+ curriculum that we do offer 6 through 12 here at Skyline. Next classroom on the left is going to be Dr. Murate, who teaches our upper level science, also does some A+ curriculum as well. So that's one thing that we've incorporated into our high school building here this year. And our contract goes through 2023, which is develops rigor into our classrooms. Then on the right-hand side, we have our SPED classroom with Miss Lewis, who does a phenomenal job. In our last two rooms here, we have Miss Hales, who does our high school English. She also does dual enrollment English through Northeast Alabama Community College. And then our right-hand side is one of our truly veteran teachers, Miss Proctor, Miss Kim Proctor, who teaches our upper level math. Does a very good job of that. Some things that you see here on the walls, you can see that we have our SGA elections that are coming up. SGA is a very big part of our campus. And the more opportunities we give our students here at school, the better off we will be as a school and as a culture and a climate.
3.
All right, so we continue our tour in the high school building. We'll gear toward our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classrooms. Before we do that, one last room that we have here on the right is our biology lab. So a lot of our students have a lot of material, as you can see, to be hands-on with in our science, and that's one thing that we try to build through STEM and through AMSTI to give our students the curriculum they need to further their science skills. So as we go down the halls here, you can see that we try to put as much graphics. We have our statement here as far as a mission statement for our school, providing engaging, relevant, and rigorous education for all students. That's one thing that we take great pride in. So our first room on the right is going to be our first 6th grade room. We have Ms. Weininger, who came over from the elementary building last year. We moved both 6th grade classrooms over here in the same hall. You can see some of their work here. She is also A+ trained, so these writing responses are part of the A+ curriculum. On the left-hand side, you can see that Ms. Kinnemer's classroom, who teaches history classes as well as our English classes. As we go down the right-hand side, our second 6th grade classroom, which we keep together, will be Ms. Kirkland. Ms. Kirkland teaches our science and our math for 6th grade. And then as we go further down, Ms. Bergman's classroom is right here. Ms. Bergman teaches our biology classes, and she also not only teaches our students, but she also teaches dual enrollment for Northeast Alabama Community College, which is huge for us and for her. She does a phenomenal job with that. So as we go on down here, You can see Ms. Morris's room is right here. Ms. Morris teaches our math, our middle school math, and uses the A+ curriculum as well to teach rigor. Does a very good job. We just looked at our ACAP scores, and one of the highest things that we had on those scores was our middle school math. So obviously a lot of great teaching going on. And so our last classroom here on the left is Ms. West. Ms. West teaches middle school English with A+ curriculum as well, and does a really good job of that. And then our library is here on the far right-hand side, and Ms. Belton is our librarian. And a lot of instructional practice goes on in here, and a lot of resources for our students here at Skyline High School.